go. All right. Thanks for being able to do this enrollment for Jaxx Manufacturing. I'm not sure if Nate will be on the call because he's provided all the information, but he had to invite Nate Wollerman, the broker from Barclay Insurance. He and I think one other person are going to be at the meetings that start today, and they're also going to be there tomorrow, although we have no presence tomorrow because I didn't have anybody who would go tomorrow. Unless you want to stop there, Gary. But yes, and then we finish next week. And this is going to be on the eCentral platform, but because the employees don't have, some of them don't have emails. The broker's office is printing up logins and passwords. So they'll have that they'll give to you, and then when the employee sits with you, that the one document that I sent, it's a 2-page document. Is anybody online seen my computer, or you're all listening?
I'm listening.
Okay. There's one of the documents that I sent you is called the Employee Benefits Enrollment Guide. It's just 2 pages, and at the top of that page it has the jaxx.ecentral.com website. And so when you get there, you would use the login for the employee and the password for the employee, and it would open up to the eCentral website. And you all are added as benefit counselors, because right now I have for Colonial, because we don't want to do self-enroll, Colonial has to be done with a benefit counselor, and there'll be a drop down with your name, and you just select your name, and then you put your agent code in. And those of you who have more than one agent code, use the, Elton used the one that's for McCary, your, I think, 7291, and Gary, your regular one is the one.
Right.
So
okay.
that's what you use, and then it will open up to the. And I sent you a Curtis, you've enrolled in eCentral, so you know how the flow works. But the rest of you, I sent you a PDF file that sort of shows what the enrollment flow is in eCentral. eCentral is really quite a fairly simple program to work. And I checked yesterday, and the connections work to open up to the Colonial, each of the Colonial products that we're offering. So you shouldn't have an issue with that at all. Now, let me pull, and this 2-page document, it has the links on there for the providers if you need to, find a provider. But hopefully, I didn't build the core. Whenever I build the core, I build the links in, but Nate's office built the core since this is their eCentral. It's not McCary's eCentral. So hopefully it flows how it'll go quite well. They have 7 medical plans to choose from, 2 dental plans and 1 vision plan. The second page of this employee benefit guide has all the plans on there, except they have all of it on 1 page, so it's a little difficult to read. It looks quite small, but it has all the side-by-sides for the 7 medical plans, the 2 dental plans, and the vision plan. And they even have a little column with Colonial on here. So they try to include all the benefits. The broker told me, at least today, because they decided on this, whatever date I started asking you guys if you could help on the group. What was it, Monday or Tuesday? Is when they decided to. So they got word themselves that this enrollment was going to be this week on Thursday, and that they were going to go with Barclay Insurance. So they've been frantically completing everything this week as well. So I was getting information on what I got access to the database yesterday at 2 p.m., but we still don't have the welcome call complete. So the Harmony shell is out there, the connection is working, but we're doing the welcome call hopefully today because the person who was doing the welcome call was not at work yesterday. So there's no can in there yet. So don't submit business today. I will let everybody know when you can submit business.
Okay.
Okie doke. As soon as we get it. So they have all their medical plans are with Blue Shield. They have 3 PPOs, a gold full PPO 1000, a silver PPO 1300, and a platinum PPO 150. And then they have 4 HMOs. The gold trio ACO HMO 500, the platinum trio ACO HMO 030, the silver trio ACO HMO 1700, and then they also added a platinum Access Plus HMO 030. So that the 2 platinum plans look exactly alike, except one would access the they'd access different networks. The Platinum Access Plus network would access the HMO Access Plus network. The Platinum Trio ACO HMO would access that Trio ACO HMO, and I think the Trio network is a little bit smaller network. So, and of course, you can tell by the whatever the metal, silver, gold, platinum, the silver plan is going to be the least expensive plan. So I would assume that the majority of the employees would more than likely elect the silver HMO plan, since a lot of the employees tend to go for the the least expensive cost for them. They have 2 dental plans through Premier Access, a DHMO plan and a DPPO plan. And then they have the iMed Vision Insurance plan. Let's see. Nate did not tell me if they have to do paper enrollment forms. Generally with eCentral, you don't have to, because eCentral, you can select the carrier, you can select the carrier form, and it will populate those forms for the employee, and and eCentral gives a PDF file of the Gold Shield, the Blue Shield plans, a file of the iMed Vision plans, a file of the Premier Access Dental plans. I'm assuming that's what they're doing, since it's one of the pluses for using eCentral, that it does populate those plans and puts an electronic signature on it. But if you find that it's not the case and they want paper enrollment forms, follow through with it. Today I was told that, because the broker is going to be there, and they're all going to be there tomorrow, what they will most likely do, you guys will start out with, Elton, since they wanted the start time at 8 a.m., but Jaxx Manufacturing said, no, we prefer you to come and start at noon so that we have a productive morning. They wanted to have a productive work morning, and then start calling the employees, one at a time, to sit down to do the enrollment. So more than likely, I was only given one contact name for the group, and what was her name? Her name was Virginia, I think. But Curtis, and when you're there, can you get from Nate, because I think next week we would just be going there, and not the broker's office. I think they're just going to be there today and tomorrow. If you can if we're supposed to work with Veronica, or if there's a floor manager that we're going to work with to call employees to come sit down with us.
Okay.
So if you could find that out, because right now Veronica Lewis is who we have down as the plan administrator that will be working with us. What Nate said that they're going to do today while you guys are there is some of the employees will sit down with them, and well, you know, 2 are sitting down with you guys. They're going to have them sit down with them as well, and they will start. They'll start on East Central with the employee and just start doing the medical, dental, and vision. And then when they finish that, they're going to send them over to you to sit down and do the colonial. So they wanted to have, since we were only able to have 2 there today, they wanted to be able to get more employees done, you know, completed with it. So they thought it would be quicker if they went ahead and logged in and had the employees complete the core portion, and you know, then when they get to the colonial part, it's going to stop them anyways, because it's going to require you guys to put your, you know, select your name and select your, and put it and type in your producer number to, you know, to continue to open up. And then of course another screen pops up if it's agent or call center, so you have to select that you're that it's agent assisted, and then it starts opening up to the plans. So that might make it a little easier today. You guys might end up, for at least half the employees, not doing the core portion and just doing the colonial portion. Because obviously, you know, their East Central enrollment screens won't complete until they complete the colonial portion. So, you know, they will have to come sit with us to get a completed one of those benefit confirmation statement at the end of the enrollment.
All right. Okay.
All right. Let me go down, and this is a AAA risk group. It's a manufacturing company, and I'm not 100% sure what they manufacture, since we haven't been able to complete the welcome call yet. And I did go to the website, but I don't remember what it said. You can Google Jaxx Manufacturing if you want to, and you can see the website. Let's see, we're offering 4 colonial plans. We're offering the accident plan, basic, preferred, premier with health screening, and the off-job disability rider for the spouse. We're offering the not disability 1000, but the individual disability is offered off-job with, you know, all riders are selected, the, you know, the psychiatric care one and the first day hospital one, and the other ones are available, the health screening and the whatever the continuing disability. So 6 and 12 months. Then we're also offering the critical illness with health screening and subsequent diagnosis, not with cancer, just straight critical illness, because Mike wants to be able to add cancer next year, a new plan next year. And then we're also offering whole life with the long-term care rider. And we have guaranteed issue for $12 a week up to $50K, whatever you hit first is the guaranteed issue that we have on the whole life. So those are the 4 colonial plans that are being offered. Let me go real quick through the medical plans. And I sent you up the plan summary or the SBC for each of the medical plans. I'm sure Nate's office will have them there, and you have the plan summaries for the 2 dental plans and the plan summary for the vision plan as well. You have all the plan summaries, but I put the little synopsis in the enrollment guide as well, and it's one of course, the ones that Mike likes, those 18-page enrollment guides, but hey, the ones that Mike likes.
Yeah.
All right, so and Mike's on his way to a deer hunting trip with his son and his stepson, his former stepson. So he's going to be gone today through Tuesday. All right, we have the Blue Shield the Silver Trio ACO HMO 1755 plan. From the title, you can tell the annual deductible is $1,700 for an individual, $3,400 for a family. Out-of-pocket max is $6,800 for an individual, $13,600 for a family. The co-insurance on this is 40%. So the doctor's office visit copay is $55. They pay at the hospital, inpatient 40% after the deductible. Outpatient surgery is 40% after the deductible. The emergency room copay is $275 after the deductible. Urgent care is $55. This group has a prescription deductible as well, $275 for the preferred and the non-preferred drugs, which is like the brand and the specialty or the non-formulary drugs. But they only have to pay $15, a generic prescription, $55 for the preferred prescription, and $75 for the non-preferred prescription. All right, the Blue Shield Gold Trio ACO HMO 535 is $500 for the annual deductible, $500 for the individual, $1,000 for the family. Out of pocket for the gold is $5,600 for the individual, $11,200 for the family. Their co-insurance is 20%, and the doctor's office visit is $35. So the inpatient hospital is 20% after deductible. Outpatient surgery is 20% and the deductible is waived, and then just $300 of surgery after they've completed the deductible. And they have, I forget what it was called, when you go look at the summary of benefit coverage, the SBC, it also has listed that if they go to one of the doctors or the specified hospitals to do the surgery, that's when they get the $300 after the deductible instead of the 20% deductible waived, because I guess there's some Trio ACO specific hospitals out there for doctors. The emergency room copay is $250 after the deductible. The urgent care is the same cost as the doctor's office visit, $35. There is no prescription deductible on this one. It's just $15 generic, $35 preferred, $50 non-preferred. Then you have the Blue Shield Platinum Trio ACO HMO 030. So there is no annual deductible. The out-of-pocket max is $3,000 individual, $6,000 family. Co-insurance is 0%. The doctor's office visit is $30. The inpatient hospital is $500 a day, a 4-day max. The outpatient surgery is $100. The emergency room is $250 after deductible. Urgent care is $30. The prescription copays are $5 generic, $15 preferred, $25 non-preferred with no prescription deductible. And then the Blue Shield Platinum Access HMO has exactly the same way, but it uses a different network of doctors. I think the Trio network is smaller than the Access Plus network. Well, you'll be able to tell which one is the smaller network because it will obviously be the lesser expensive plan. And then they have 3 PPOs, the Blue Shield Silver PPO, and they $1,345. So that's a $1,300 annual individual deductible, $2,600 family deductible, $6,800 out-of-pocket max, $1,600 family max. Co-insurance is 40%. Doctor's office visit is $45, and then everything, surgery and the hospital is 40% after the deductible. The the emergency room copay is $250 and plus 40% after the deductible. Urgent care is $45. This one does have the prescription deductible as well, $250 for preferred and non-preferred. And the prescription copay is $15 for generic, $45 for preferred, $75 for non-preferred. Now, if Barclays set up the if they set up East Central correctly, you will be able to pull up the SBCs to show them, and probably side-by-sides to show them during the enrollment. But you have them, so you can have them on your desktop if they ask questions about the plans, so that they can choose the one that best fits them, their pocket, and how much they want to pay when they go to the doctor. The gold PPO, $1,035, annual deductible $1,000, $2,000 for family, out-of-pocket max is $6,500 for individual, $13,000 for family. This one is 20% coinsurance. The doctor's office visit is $35. Inpatient and hospital outpatient surgery are 20% after the deductible, and emergency room copay is $100 plus 20% after deductible. Urgent care is $35. This one has a $500 prescription deductible, and their copays are $5 for generic, $30 for preferred, and $50 for non-preferred. After the deductible is met. And then the platinum, the last plan, is the platinum full PPO, $150.50, and the annual deductible is only $150 for an individual and $300 for family. The out-of-pocket max is $3,000 for individual and $6,000 for family. Coinsurance is 10%. The doctor's office visit is $15, and the inpatient hospital is 10% after the deductible, the same with outpatient surgery. But for this one, since the out-of-pocket max is only $3,000, they ought to meet that pretty quick, so then it doesn't cost them anything. The emergency room is $100 plus 10% after deductible. Urgent care is $15. And this one does not have a prescription deductible. It's just $5 for generic, $30 for preferred, and $50 for non-preferred. So this plan obviously is the best plan, so you will know it'll be the most expensive plan. All right, vision is iMed Vision, and they got one that's 12-12-12, so they can get an exam every year. They can get lenses every year, and they can get frames every year. It's a $10 exam copay. The material copay or the lenses is $25 on up, because obviously to get progressive lenses you have to pay a little bit more. They have a $150 frame allowance, and contact lenses are also a $150 allowance, but in lieu of glasses. But they can, each year they can do everything. Then the dental plan, they have the Premier Access. I labeled them wrong. I'll have to correct the guide and resend it out. So I labeled the DHMO and put the, I did it right. Never mind, I did it right. All right, so let's do the PPO first. So the PPO is the Plus Plan 21. Obviously, it's 100%, and they have different percentages if it's PCN or PPO, and PCN is the Premier Choice Network. So there's a specific Premier network that if they utilize it, they get a little bit better percentage. Preventative is the same, but for basic ones, if they use the PCN network, it's 90%. If they just go to a regular PPO, Premier Access Dentist, it's 80%. Major is 60% is what they have to pay at the PCN network. Is what the what's paid for them is the PCN network and 50% at the PPO, and ortho is not available. If they use a PCN network dentist, their annual deductible is $25 for an individual, $75 for a family. If they use the PPO network, it's $50 for an individual and $150 for a family, and the calendar year max is $2,000. Now, if they go on the network and find a DHMO dentist, then they, it's a little bit cheaper cost, and you have actually usually unlimited benefits on the DHMO. So it's the DHMO 600. Preventative is going to range $0 for most. You have to look at the schedule of benefits to get more in depth, but preventative will range $0 to $10+. Most preventative is $0. Basic is $0 to $205+. Major is $90 to $250+. And you do get ortho on the HMO, $19.75 for a child, $21.75 for an adult. So I would think most of it, and of course HMOs are less expensive because it's a smaller network than the PPO network, and I would assume that a lot of families would tend to go for the HMO because, especially if you're going to end up needing orthodontic work for your child. And those are all the core plans that will be enrolling, and the colonial plans will be enrolling. It's going to use East Central, so be sure to use the look at the flow. If you've never used East Central, look at the flow that I sent you. And next week, when we go finish up on the 23rd and 24th, I'm sure that since they're going to be there tomorrow, that a lot of the employees that we didn't sit with today will have completed the medical or the core portion on East Central, and you'll end up just completing the colonial portion. But there's always employees that are missed, so just you will be able to tell when you open up the benefits for the employee that you'll be able to tell when you look at that who's done the medical, dental, and vision, because those benefits will already show as a benefit choice elected. So let me go pull up real quick everybody listening, or is anybody online?
I'm online.
I'm just listening, but I have the documents open.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go real quick to the East Central enrollment flow, the Colonial Life enrollment flow one. And so, when you log in and you put the employee's login and password in, they have I don't know if they do that with the employees. Curtis, you guys just enrolled. Do they do that where they text another authentication code that you have to type in when you're with an employee? Or I don't think so. I think that's just when you're doing the admin part.
Yeah,
but
no, I don't recall.
Yeah. But when you first open up to the record for the employee, the profile is there. And since I don't know what the census is, I do have admin. They did give me admin access because I asked them to give me admin access because it's easier if I build the integration to Colonial so that it's done properly and I know it works. And I enabled, while I was in there, the data fields that we need to be able to fill, like the Social Security number, salary, weekly hours, pay frequency, as these are all required just for the connection to Harmony to work. But if you are with an employee and it's not letting you connect to Harmony because it says it's missing some information. Today, just ask for the information from Nate if you need it, or if the system allows you to type it in their profile, go ahead and type it in their profile. Then the next screen or selection that you can select is dependents. So if they have any dependents, be sure to add the dependents. Then when you click on benefits, that's when it opens up to, and it'll have the medical benefits, the dental benefits, the vision benefits, and the colonial benefits. And most of these Ben admin platforms won't allow you to complete the enrollment until you go through each benefit. So you will have to open up, all of the colonial benefits unless they tell you right away they don't want it. Then you have an option on the screen to hit enroll or to hit waive. And it's pretty easy to add. If you need to add a dependent, you just click the green button, add dependent, and type in all the information that's listed there, and then it'll have the dependents there. And in here it shows the screen when you get to the benefits. It'll ask, is a Colonial Life agent assisting you? And obviously when when Nate's office is doing it, they'll select no, and that will prevent them from accessing the Colonial until they come over to you. Because I'm not telling you, I made it that the benefit counselor had to type in their code. Otherwise, it makes it easy for them just to select an agent and keep going and pretend they're that agent. But they don't know your codes, so you'll have to type in your codes. And then this enrollment flow shows you all the screens. So if you look at it, it's pretty. It shows exactly what you see. You flip over to Harmony, you see, and then when you complete the enrollment, it puts you back in East Central, so you can go on to the next benefit. And at the end, when you get to the forms and the sign forms, they have to, the employee has to pass through each Colonial Life product offered in order to sign their form in East Central. They're not required to bridge over for every product because you can select waive, but they do need to bridge. They do have to do each of the elections to complete their enrollment. And once they completed their benefit elections, then they'll have the electronic signature page to electronically sign for all their benefits. And I have to tell you, I tried this once. It's really harder to do than you think, to use a computer mouse to make your signature, but at least they have something there. It looks like that they attempted to sign. And then you have the finish page where it just outlines every benefit that they selected, and then you can print that for the employee to take with them. And so those are the screens in East Central. Does anybody have any questions on anything? It's a pretty straightforward enrollment. I think it'll go quite smooth, and we have Mike was just going to offer accident, critical illness, and life, but Nate said the employees and the employer had been asking about disability, so Mike put disability on the menu as well, since that appears to be one that they're interested in. So take that for what it's worth, and good luck. Thank you for helping on this. Hopefully we'll get through the 97 employees, and it'll be a good enrollment. And the broker will do part of the core portion for us, so that it might be faster when they get to you, because you might be doing only the colonial portion. Okay, well, thank you. And Nate's going to ask today at noon if they want us to start. Right now, he said that he thought the start time next week is going to be noon as well, but he is going to ask if we can just, if we will be able to come in at 8 so that we can complete the enrollment like was originally stated to him. So before you leave for the day, Curtis, verify the start time for the 23rd so that you know if you should be there at noon or at 8, and then we'll let Gary and Yvette know.
Okay, will do.
All right. Thanks, everybody.